What's driving the losses escalating at the moment?
Q4 versus Q3, actually, there was some one-off adjustment of the inventory. Otherwise, the trend has been positive. So the margin after the adjustment is about 27%, minus 27% versus minus 37% in Q3. So we're heading in the right direction. But because the one-off adjustment at the end of the year, you see gross margin going down.
As we said, though, revenue's on the rise. We've seen 13,513 deliveries in the fiscal fourth quarter of EVs. Your target, I think it is 100,000 EVs for the year, for this fiscal year. How do you get there, Madame Thuy?
Well, as you know, we're the only one in the world that has the whole lineup of vehicles from A segment to the E segment. This year, we start delivering vehicles for the right-hand drive markets, like Indonesia as well. So we have the full lineup of vehicles in all segments for all different markets. We already in Vietnam, so Vietnam will continue to support about half of that forecast and continue to be the biggest market for us in 2024. The rest of it spread over across North America, Europe and Middle East, and Asia as well. So we believe that with our lineup of vehicles, our access to all different markets, we should be able to get to achieve the forecast.
And then with that supply, you need to have demand meeting it on the other side. As you say, Vietnam's still your biggest market at the moment. But tell us a little bit about where you look to expand. I know you've been looking into the Philippines from just an exposure, but in Indonesia, as you were just saying. Where is the demand going to be coming from? Because we've just seen it with Rivian, you've seen it with Tesla, that, well, there's a pullback, it feels like, a slowing in growth of demand for electric vehicles because people are worried about infrastructure. They're worried about their ability to charge.
Well, we've seen, we have observed skepticism in adoptions for EVs. However, the reality is there's still adoption of EVs in all markets, right? So the vehicle sales increased by 12% and 17% in the US and in Europe last year. But the EV sales increased by 45%. So there's still increase in EVs. There's still adoption of EVs, and we believe that there's a market for EVs. I mean, the forecast is still 2 million, 2.4 million of EV sales this year in the US. We look at, so we believe that we should be able to get some market share in North America and in Europe, where we already launched our products. But we think that the volume-driven markets for us in the future would be in the markets closer to us, like in Asia. India, for example, 1.5 million people, the most populous country in the world, with very low adoption right now. Or Indonesia, the third most populous country in the world, part of ASEAN, that we belong to, and also very low adoption right now. We believe that we should be able, in the long run, get more volume from this market as well.